بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين دمان داود يا شاقيمها يقاي عليه نقال السعودة تلفزيونكا كلسن وحان إذن كسلامينا استوديهيسا وين كيالا أقلكا كرون هاوس مقالة لندن وحان إذن لنا هاي حبين وناكسن كسو دوادا برنامجكي حيسا لها قرمد aada nooga barateen inaan idiin soo tabino habeen kasta waxada caawa barnaamijka waxa uu ku saabsan yahay arrin aada iyo aada muhiim ah dadku ay rag iyo dumarba danayn doonaan waxaa inoogu martaa barnaamijka doctor axmed ismaaciil iyo khabiiradii iyadu ku takhasustay nutritionka iyo dietka oo la yidhaahdo constantia intii waxaan jecelnahay intii aanan u gudagelin barnaamijka inaan idiin sheegno barnaamijku inuu caawa qaadaa dhigi doono cunada nafaqada iyo calaaqada ay la leedahay dhalmo la-aanta iyo sidaa ay cunada aan cunaa ay saameyn ugu yeelato infertilityga iyo chronic illnesseska cudurrada markaasi iyagu xoogan iyo maaragtay muhiimadda ay leedahay in dadku ay ogaadaan waxa ay cunayaan in wixii jirkooda u baahnaa uu yahay iyo haddii aanan la helin markaasi balanced dietkii jirka u baahnaa maxaa iman kara iyadoo dhinacyo kala duwan laga eegaya ayaa barnaamijka caawa aan kusoo qaadaa dhigi doonaa barnaamijka wuxuu ku bixi doonaa luqadda ingiriisiga iyadoo ay dhinac socoto tarjumad af soomaali ah waxaa dadweynaha u furan markaa technicianka caawada barnaamijka daadihinaya waa boocame markaa uu idiin saamaxo waxaa idiin furan inaad khadka telefoonka kula soo xiriirtaan waxaan idinku soo dhaweynayaa si wanaagsan barnaamijkiinii qiimaha ay qaayaa lahaa ee gurmad mar kale first of all, I have to welcome both of you to Kalson TV.
Thank you very much indeed for
Thank you
having us.
so much for having us here.
Thank you. Dr. Ahmed Ismail and the world-class and highly respected expert on nutrition and dietetics, Ms. Constantia.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. Our program would focus on nutrition and dietetics in relation to fertility, chronic illnesses. As we know, nutrition is an important thing for our life. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fiber, vitamins, minerals, water, all these are essential nutrients that we need. The problem people have in many parts of the world is getting the right amount of these nutrients from healthy foods in the right combination. And we know that, and we all agree that we need nutrition to grow, repair, and maintain our bodies. But the problem at individual and collective level is getting the right amount. So tonight we are blessed with your appearance on this TV. It is a rare chance for a person of your background and knowledge, having read your CV, to have on a community TV. So I think we are blessed, and I hope that the audiences would be able to follow the program carefully and listen everything that is to be said. Please welcome Dr. Ahmed Ismail. It's for you first.
Thank you. I'm honored to always be in Somali TV, speaking to the Somali community. As you know, I had enough number of years looking after Somalis from as early as 1980, 81. during this period of time, my focus was not just treating women, whether they obviously from Somali community or from others, but to look at deeply to the various areas of failures of our professions. And we found in this case that diet and nutrition play a great part in the women's health and men's health, to the point that we decided to have a department where a world-class nutritionist like Constantia to be present alongside with us, directly to treat and to organize the life of women and men who do not see that happening within their own previous medical support, whether it's through their GPs or through their health service or through even private doctors. It is an area of a very high class type of medical support and medical treatment and that line of management.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. I would like to, before I ask you my first question, I know professionally what you do is rewarding. It is for me and for many a life-saving. Is a life-saving because the food that we eat may be a reason for our lifespan to get shorter and for us to die even earlier, or for us to live a difficult life full of illnesses. So for you to be able to assess dietary intake of individuals and then advise what is best for them is not an easy. So before we go into the questions that awaits us, could you please little bit say about yourself? I know personally, and I would like to say that you are a very, very qualified and important professional. You are a member of British Dietetic Association. You are also a member of Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics in United States. You have been certified. You have got license to operate in UK as well as in United States.
That's right.
And as Dr. Ahmed Ismail said, you are a world class and a rare example is that we are able to come across to. So could you please little bit talk about your background and how you reach it to this level?
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I always knew that I wanted to help people. So I first started going into psychology. So I obtained my psychology degree and then a bachelor's. Then I got my master's in psychology. But all the while having a very deep interest in nutrition. So I would always go back to nutrition because I kept on seeing a lot of sickness around me. And because of my love of the subject, even though I wasn't yet qualified many years ago, I would always find myself reading about all the new diets that were coming on the market, the latest research, what people were doing, what made them feel better. But I felt it wasn't just enough doing the research yourself and reading. I felt it was about getting qualified. So that's what led me to the United States. I got my nutrition degree very recently and got licensed there until I came back to the UK. I agree with you that it's extraordinarily fulfilling work. My work has led me to work with diverse communities, both in the United States and in the United Kingdom. And so I've come across different cultural diets and seen the pros and the cons and what they can do to somebody's health. but also first-hand working with individuals who take on board the nutrition education and change their health and their lives, and that's extremely fulfilling.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Walaalayaal sidaad maqlaysaan khabiiradani ku takhasustay nafaqada cunooyinka iyo caafimaadka daryeelka caafimaadka iyadoo la adeegsanayo cilmigaasi waxay tiri waxaan macnaha aan bartay psychology-ga ama cilmi nafsiga kadibna waxaan bilaabay in aan eego adduunka igu hareeraysan waxaan arkay dad dhibaataysan ama jiran waxaan jeclaystay oo aan xiisaynayay akhrinta oo mar kasta aan eegayay waxyaabaha ku soo gala suuqa ku soo zaa'ida waxaan qaatay digriigayga nutritionka dhowaan waxaan kugu raacsanahay in ay tani tahay fulfilling work shaqo markaasi sharaf iyo reward ba leh marka shaqadaydu waxa ii geysay in aan la shaqeeyo diverse community mujtamacyo kala duwan markaasi khibrad ay u yeelatay inay ogaato cunooyinka kala duwan oo dadku ay cunayaan iyo siday u nool yihiinba Dr. Constantine, my first question is, does extra weight compromise fertility and how?
So, in my experience, weight is just one part of the problem. So yes, it can compromise fertility, but there's a lot of issues that go into it, particularly poor diet. So you can be underweight and have, gynecological problems, fertility problems. You can be overweight. You might be a normal weight and have serious nutritional deficiencies and need extra help in that department and still have problems with fertility. So people focus a lot on weight, yes. Of course it's important to have a healthy weight. Of course if you're overweight and obese you should try and reduce your weight, but it's just one part of the problem, in my view.
Okay. sida ay khabiiradani leedahay waxay tiri su'aasha aan weydiiyay waxay ahayd, does extra weight compromise fertility and how? Culayska zaa'idka ma yahay markaasi lur ama dhib keenaya marka ay noqoto fursadda haweentu u leedahay ama qofku u leeyahay inuu wax dhalo sidayse marka arrinkaasi macnaha u sharxaysaa noogu sheegaysaa waxay tiri culaysku waa qayb ka mid ahay tiri waxaase jira waa dhib keenaya in madhaleysnimo timaado laakiin waxaa jira arrimo badan baa jira waxaa ka mid ahay tiri taqdiyada ama cunada nafaqada la cunayo oo markaasi poor diet haddii uu yimaado mushkilad waxaa jira gynecological kuwa macnaha cudurada haweenka la xiriiro oo aan in badan ka hadalnay macnaha waxa laga yaabaa inaad tahay shakhsi markaasi normal weight oo culayskiisu dabiici yahay laakiin leh mashaakilaad fara badan waxay tahay waa muhim in maaragtay in la iska ridaa weightka zaa'idka culayska zaa'idka laakiin waxa muhiima marka hore in la ogaado waxa qofku u baahan yahay okay what are, for example, Dr. Ahmed?
Sure.
There are many factors that affect infertility. Age is one of the issues that we have covered. If a woman reaches certain age, then it is likely, means we are for sure that she would reach the menopause age, where production of eggs from the ovary stops, and followed by a lot of physical changes. Also, one of the factors that that contribute to infertility is poor diet, which the experts have already pointed the finger at. There are also environmental, for example, chemicals, medications, smoking, status, exposure to smoking, all these can contribute to infertility. So tonight you talked a lot of issues in the past that we clearly explain it to our audiences and viewers around the world, that reason behind women becoming infertile. Tonight, what would you like to say in relation to the nutrition and the diet?
What I would like to say, first of all, that Mr. Sahl, after several interviews, he became a gynecologist. That's something very interesting. I mean, you summarize what I want to say. So, jointly, you're going to be working with us.
That's significant.
Now, regarding the diet and nutrition.
Yes.
In one of my previous interviews, I said women reach menopause in the Middle East and Africa around age of 48.
Yeah.
But in the West, around 51. And I was asked, why? Is it genetically? I said, no. It is a health care and nutrition and a diet. As that's number one. Mm-hmm. So that means that the ovary lasts longer and become healthier with a good diet, good nutrition. Mm-hmm. Not only the ovary, and also the testicles. We don't forget the man. Mm-hmm. Both are good health, good diet mean good ability to have a child, good ability to conceive as fast as possibly can.
Definitely. Dr. Ahmed, waxa uu leeyahay walaalayaal horey waxaan u soo sheegay barnaamijyadeennii hore in haweenka bariga dhexe iyo Afrikaba ay ku gaaraan da'da menopause-ka 48 marka ay yihiin, laakiin marka westiga ama galbeedka haweenkoodu waxa moodaa inay intaa ka badan yihiin 51 sano. Marka dad baa weydiiyay maxaa ugu wacan. waxa uu leeyahay ovarigu last long marka uu jiro iyo xataa testicleska amba xaniyaha oo muhiim u ah maaragtay ragga iyo soo saarka iyo maaragtay shahwada. waxa uu leeyahay ovarigu xansiduhu iyo shaqadiisa iyo wax soo saarkiisuba waxay noqotaa mid xoogaa waarta, sidoo kale xaniyaha haddii ay jiraan good diet ama taqdiya ama cunno la cunaya oo markaasi balanced ah oo laga qaadanayo tiradii loo baahnaa. Okay, so I have to now go straight to Dr. Ahmed, another world-class expert in gynecology, a man who even have done so much research that laid down foundations for so many good work that follow it, respected in this country and elsewhere. So he mentioned that he compared women in poor countries, and we know the poor countries, the problem is that people's income is limited, they do not have enough money to buy for everything they need. I think eating the right amount of food is not a question. The question is whether you would get anything to put into your mouth. So it is survival there. So while, okay, he mentioned that the reason why the ovaries last long, if there is a good diet. So the key element is what we eat for everything that happens afterwards. So I wanted you, even though we have a good question is ready, I wanted you to talk about what is a diet exactly for an ordinary person.
I was just going to ask.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What is a diet exactly?
So
What's a normal diet?
Yes.
A normal diet comprises of all the nutrients that the body needs in a healthy balance.
Yes.
So we know, for example, our bodies need carbohydrates.
Yes.
But there are different types of carbohydrates.
Yes.
Unfortunately, particularly in the West, there is a problem with diets that are very, very heavy in simple processed carbohydrates that have caused, in my mind, the obesity epidemic, and we see spikes in chronic illness, particularly in diabetes. And we see illnesses happening younger children are now having much higher rates of diabetes, and it's all connected to the obesity epidemic. So going back to your question of diet, there has to be a healthy balance of carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates. I like to call them low GI, slow release carbohydrates, which are the minimally processed carbohydrates. They are the ones the body needs in small amounts, not in too great amounts. Protein, which is very important for health, and also fats as well. Not all fats are the same. Not all fats are unhealthy. So the body does need exactly. Yeah. So the body does need healthy fats as well. So a good daily diet to support the body and give it the vitamins and minerals that it needs has to have that balance and with all these nutrients. Unfortunately, the problem arises, it's not just financial for people, it is a lack of nutrition education as well. And I work, particularly in London, I work in Greenwich County. It is a very diverse community I serve. Unfortunately, an impoverished community in many cases. And I see, with just a little bit of nutrition education and being given tools of, they don't have to spend a fortune to get these nutrients into their daily lives, the tremendous impact, positive impact it has on their health. I want to touch a little bit upon vitamins and mineral supplementation, which we will talk a lot later as well. But I feel it doesn't matter how healthy your diet is, in whatever amount you can never get, you will always need to supplement it with vitamins and minerals, and we can talk about that later as well.
Okay, so sida maqlaysaan khabiradani waxay leedahay Constantia, waxay leedahay normal dietku ama taqdiyada ama cunada markaasi loo baahan yahay waxay tahay mid iyadu wadata wax kasta oo jirku u baahnaa. waxa ay ka hadashay dhibaatadu inayn ma ahanay tiri awood darro xagga qofku inaan haysan maalkii uu wax ku iibsan lahaa, laakiin waxa ay tahay dhibaatadu waxa ay tahay waxa jira aqoon darro la xiriirta qofku uunan haysan macluumaadkii iyo aqoontii lagaga baahnaa inuu u lahaado cunooyinka iyo faa'iidooyinkeeda iyo waxyaabaha ka iman kara inta laga doonayo in la isticmaalo. marka waxay tiri waxa jira diet keenay a lot of illnesses galbeedka xataa waxa ay taabatay ilmaha ay ku soo badanayso macaanka. waxa ay tiri waxaan u baahanahay carbohydrate ko kale, waxaan uga baahanahay small amounts, aan uga baahanahay wax kooban aan uga baahanahay. borotiinka jirkeenu waa u baahan yahay caafimaadkiisi u noqdo jir caafimaad leh. sidoo kale duxda waan u baahanahay. waxa ay ka hadashay meel ay ka shaqeyso oo ay markaa Greenwich, I hope is the place you mentioned. waxa ay ogaatay meeshaasi in loo baahan yahay nutrition education. dadku waxay ku tilmaantay maaragtay kuwa markaasi aanan haysan macluumaadkii muhiimka u ah xayaatadooda. Okay, I just would like to say what are the most important common weight related reasons for fertility, if we look at that question.
I have a lot of clients who are overweight and obese.
Yes.
And they, again, as I mentioned before, diet is hugely important, and overweight and obesity is not just the only problem leading to fertility problems, but they come with a lot of chronic illness as well. And I find that they have nutritional deficiencies, they have poor diets, they need a lot of supplementation. Unfortunately, the nutrition supplements that they get only gives them 10% they are only 10% absorbable. So here with Dr. Ismail, and I will let him elaborate on that, but there is a treatment called vitamin infusion where they can be given intravenous infusion of vitamins and minerals, which can help, because a lot of these problems arise. It's not just because of overweight and obesity, it's because these clients have had poor diets for a very, very long time and have gotten into some serious health issues and have nutritional deficiencies that need to be addressed. When these deficiencies are addressed, usually we find that any fertility problem that they have been dealing with, and common ones that I see all the time, PCOS, a lot of women come to me complaining that they're trying to get pregnant and they've lost their periods, you know, for a year, sometimes more. You know, they have PCOS is an endocrine disorder. It's very common in my practice. It is.
What is that?
It's polycystic ovarian syndrome. It is very much, there is a connection, not just to poor diet, and diet does need to be addressed. We do give them a specific diet for that, but it's connected very much to overweight and obesity as well. And usually when they have the nutrient supplementation, when we correct it with diet, and usually, typically for that syndrome, we will say less carbohydrate, less fat, nutrient supplementation, vitamins and minerals, you will find they can restore their fertility and their problems after a while. But I will let Dr. Ismail elaborate on that as well.
The point I'm coming to the vitamin infusion is that you highlighted, which you said, these people whom your clients, some of them, or other people in similar situations, they're only getting 10% of what is the supplements are
orally.
Orally, which is not enough. They have to get 100% of what is needed. So sida aa maqlaysaan walaalayaal khabiiradani Constantia waxa ay leedahay oo ku takhasustay nutritionka iyo dietka, waxa ay leedahay in waxan ay yimaada macnaha zabuun baan leeyahay amba dad igu xiran oo bukaana oo markaasi overweight culeyskoodu xadaaf yahay ama obesity dad aad u caycayilan, marka waxay leedahay ma ahani overweight-ka iyo obesity-gu waxa kaliya oo infertility-ga keenaya madhaleysnimada. waxa jiray tiri these people have poor diet bay tiri waxa haysta taqdiir xumo, cunadii markaasi ay helayeen ayaan ahayn mid balanced oo isku dheeli tiran oo macnaha kiimiyadii la doonaya aan laga qaadanin. marka waxa jira oo ay qaataan nutrition supplement, macnaha nafaqo markaasi dheeri laakiin marka ay ka cunaan sida caadiga ay u raadiyaan inay helaan, waxay helaan 10% ayay helaan. waxa loo baahan yahay waxa jira horena uga hadalnay vitamin infusion, macnaha oo u saamaxaya qofka in wixii jirkiisa ka maqan oo macaadin iyo vitamina markaasi uu helo. waana vitamin infusion oo lagu durayo, toos loogu durayo qofka oo diyaarsan. marka hadda waxaan weydiinayaa Dr. Ahmed inuu mar labaad noo taabto vitamin infusion ku hadda ka hor ka hadlay. Dr. Ahmed,
Sir.
The expert has already mentioned it, what we several times touched a little bit on, the vitamin infusion. If I try my absolute best and try to get supplement from the food and fruits, vegetables, and various other sources of food, I won't be able to get the required nutrients my body needs. Am I right?
True.
So there is an alternative for the people to get the required amount.
True.
Vitamin infusion and your clinic, reputable clinic.
Yes, sir.
May Allah help it progress.
Thank you.
And develop greater and greater.
Thank you.
Means has a facility for people.
Yes.
Can you please talk about it?
Let me just elaborate a little bit on the progress of the science of our clinic, particularly. We do always, or I, and I'm sure my team, and I'm sure the various other departments, we think always out of the box. We know that there is classical medical practices which is known to everybody, all the physicians, all the doctors, all the gynecologists, all the consultant dietitians. But there is always a way forward, as I always said the word, وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ.
Yes.
The
These
Kitab
are
Allah
the words
subhanahu
of
wa ta'ala.
Allah. Yes, yes, in the Quran. Yeah.
So when we always say that we have to always think ahead of others, I don't mean that we have to be better than others. No, I'm saying that we have to always remember that the science is not complete.
Yes.
We are working, and all the time,
Constantly.
my brain and my
Day and night.
team's brain, and that's why I select the people working with us, the people who think on a daily basis.
Yeah.
The whole idea of thinking on a daily basis to improve the quality of life of the people. Also improve the way we treat people.
Yeah.
Vitamin infusion is one of the new things which we introduce, not the way it is being published in various places.
But is
It is on a medical grounds, or based on a medical science.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, before we advise people, we know why this person will benefit from it. Because we ask people to hold their pen and write their own symptoms, their own complaint, their own problems. And I always say the word 15 points. And I'm sure Constantia do the same. And there's a sheet which is designed for people to complete before even they see
Yeah.
Constantia. And at the end of all that,
We do a thorough assessment.
Yes.
we say at the end, this is how to be helped. This is a treatment, this is additional vitamins, this is the weight and diet control, this is the nutrient control, this is the element the body needs, etc.
Okay, waxaan siinaynaa fursad dadweynaha khadka telefoon ku jira. Walaal soo dhawow. Qof baa khadka ku jira. Walaal ku soo dhawow barnaamijka.
Phone call came through. Yes.
Okay. Go on. Yeah, adjust it. Yeah. Walaal ku soo dhawow barnaamijka.
waan ku dhawahay
Walaal magacaaga meesha ka soo hadlaysa adoo raaliya.
haa magacayga samsamaa la dhahaa
Samsam intee ka soo hadlaysaa walaal?
london
Haya su'aashaada.
london
Walaal su'aashaada Samsam.
su-aasheeda waxaa waaye dhakhtarkan ma gynecologia mase waa dhakhtar
Walaal waa gynecology waa dhakhtar ku takhasusay cudurrada dumarka waxaa la fadhisaa khabiir xagga nutritionka ah. Walaal su'aashaada. Okay, Dr. Ahmed, continue. We lost it.
Right. I think Constantia is the best person to talk about the minerals, vitamins,
Yeah,
diet,
yeah,
how people are. I get people sitting in front of me giving me symptoms of abdominal pain. Very well known in the Middle East, as you know. Very well known in our communities, as you know.
yeah.
That people say, I've got gas. I've got pain in my stomach. I went to the doctor. The doctor did a gastroscopy. The gastroscopy showed nothing. I went to the doctor. He gave me tablets. The tablets did nothing. And they still have this pain. And then at the end, they told me to go to see gynecologist. So they come to me as a gynecologist and they say, hey, wait a second. I've got the best person to see. Here she is. She's going to sort you out. That's why Constantia, she mentioned that in her practice at Wimpole Street, there is a lot of diversity of people, rich and poor. It's not all the time rich,
from all classes.
from all over the world. And they are coming with the symptoms, and these are the symptoms she was relating to, and hopefully with the chronic illnesses and chronic pain and chronic non-medicated, treated problems, here she can actually address and treat. And I leave that to Constant.
Okay, Dr. Constantia, okay. walaal ku soo dhawo khadka telefoonka kugu soo dhaweynaa barnaamijkii caafimaadka gurmad khaasa cawada. عليكم السلام. ها walaal su-aashaada.
دكتورك waxaan weydiin lahaa walaan dhabarka xanuunada sababa lafaha
haye walaal.
هلا السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام walaal. ma samsam ba
والله زمزم يورم في عنتين.
fiicana walaal. su-aasha toos u gudbi walaal.
والله waxaan qaybta diet-ka in ay si fiican noogu faa'iideyso ee loo faahfaahiso af Soomaaliga aad noogu faahfaahisay rabileen adiga.
walaal macnaha waxaan ka hadlaynay bilowgii barnaamijka muhiimadda ay leedahay maaragtay cunnada oo laga qaato intii markaa loo baahan yahay oo dheeli tiran. waxaan u malaynaa waa la socotaa. su-aalaha weydiinaysa ma jirta?
waxaan weydiin lahaa magacyada u fiican diet-ka cuntada aan qaadanayno inaan noo weydiiso.
cunnada midda ugu wanaagsan soo maaha?
haa walaal.
Okay. Samsam calling from London. She said, what food do you advise us to eat as an individual?
It very much depends. I mean, the way I work alongside Dr. Ismail is somebody will come in and they will have to have an initial nutrition assessment because it's not just the diet, it's about the medical history. There's a lot of allergies, there's a lot of chronic illness. I deal with a lot of, Dr. Ismail was mentioning gas and bloating and abdominal pain. I have a lot of patients coming to me with IBS. And again, you've got to, what diet might affect one person and might not be good for them, might be good for somebody else. So you have to, the way we work at the clinic is individualize, diet plans. So not one diet fits everyone. We do have general recommendations. Obviously, everybody needs a certain amount of protein in their diet. Everybody needs a certain amount of carbohydrate. Everybody needs a certain amount of fat. But at the end of the day, unless you really bring somebody in, do a thorough assessment like we do at the clinic, and then customize a diet plan and see and follow it through, because it's not just one specific diet. Particularly with something like IBS or,
What is IBS?
IBS is irritable bowel syndrome, typical, very common.
Syndrome.
Yes.
And where does it affect and how?
Typical problems are gas, bloating, bouts of irregular bowel movements, abdominal pain, diarrhea, constipation. I had a client recently, she said to me the minute she would have a meal, in her mind, she said it was very embarrassing. It was a birthday celebration. The minute I had cake, within 5 minutes, I was running to the bathroom with a diarrhea that lasted for 3 days. So it's very problematic.
And it's called irritable bowels.
Or
Bowel
IBS for
syndrome.
short.
Yes.
Yes, very
IBS. Yes.
very common. So we do treat that at the clinic as
So
well.
it is irregular. You have got constipation, diarrhea, irregular.
Yes, I mean the bowels are affected, and it can be very uncomfortable. And so yes, again, it's one of those chronic health problems where you need an individualized diet plan.
Yeah, because you cannot, you will never
Yes.
be happy with
Yeah.
anything you eat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
no
I
matter
always
how well cooked or how they are means appealing to yourself.
yes, and the foundation diet has got to be a healthy balance of all these nutrients. And I always say to clients, what has gone on before and how long it has gone on for matters. And most clients, they will get into these chronic health problems, even like Dr. Ismail mentioned, because there's been a history of very poor nutritionally deficient diets. And usually the results, it does take time, but when people are educated and they start to eat healthier and they get away from bad habits that they've had for a very long time, almost immediately, it's not just physical, I see physical health differences for the better, but I also see mental health issues become better as well. Because
So
it does
they're
affect,
connected.
diet is connected to everything. I have clients with depression, with anxiety. The minute they change their diet, they ditch the antidepressants. They said, we don't need them anymore. They stopped the anxiety medication. Everything, diet was so, they were deficient in something. And when that was
Allergies.
addressed, a lot of allergies.
So I think walaashana su-aasha soo weydiisay samsam waxay ku leedahay qabiiladani nutritionku waxaa macnaha taqdiyada ama cunada nafaqada leh ee qofku qaadanayo si macnaha assessment ayaa la sameeyaa waxaa la fiiriyaa qofka taariikhdiisa caafimaadkiisa waxa ka maqan waxa uu baahan yahay waxaa kale shaqada aan qabana ay tahay individualizing qof kasta wuxuu u baahan yahay qayb ka tirsan borotiinada mineralska vitaminska laakiin waxaa jira oo aan daaweyna ay tiri dad xataa qaba xaalado la yidhaha irritable bowel syndrome oo masalan qof baa waxay tusaale usoo qaadatay birthday buu leeyahay cunuu samaynaya the minute cunadii la cuno ba qofkii haddana wuxuu aadayaa maaragtay suuligii uu soo maaragtay shuban baa ku dhacaya waxaa jira constipation baa jira caloosha xirmaysa dadkaasoo dhan cunooyinka ay u baahan yihiin oo ay ku nabadgelayaan jirkooduna ku caafimaadaya ayaan annagu u sheegnaa marka waa garan kartaa sidoo kale dadka depressionka iyo anxietygu ku dhacay waxaa la siiyey taqdiyo taasoo keentay inayba u baahanin daawooyinkii loo qoray qadka telefoonku waa furan yahay waa ku soo dhawaynaynaa walaal walaal ku soo dhawo qadka telefoonka
السلام عليكم
calaykum assalaam magacaagii meeshaa ka soo hadlaysa walaal
أبا واحد يرانا مريم waxaan ka soo hadlayaa London
maryam haya barnaamijku waa la socotaan filayaa
أبا waa la socdaa waxaan rabay horta laba su'aalood waan rabay inaan ku weydiiyo
haye
kan ugu horeeya waxaan rabay mataqaana maadaama aniga waxaan ahay qof overweight
haye
habeenkii quuro badan aan isticmaalaa sometimes airka igu dhega
haye
muxuu ahaa neef badan waan leeyahay mar walba neef tuula aan waxba aan qabanin
okay
in the morning marka cuntada cuno straight away waxaan aadaa musqusha
okay
marka waxaan rabay ayaga haddii advice sii karaa in meesha facilitygooda uu ku yaalo inaan tago
nacam waa aad iyo aad walaasheen maryam oo london soo may dhihin
haabo
waa ku jir khadka Maryam is calling from London. She put across to you a very important question that would sum up some of the work that both of you are doing. Okay, She said, I'm an overweight. She considers herself an overweight. She says, I snore at night a lot. And she says, I have difficulty to breathe. It's a combination. She mentioned breathing fast. Yeah. In the morning is when I eat food, I rush to the toilet, just maybe to dispose. So she said, I want their advice, their help. I'm also willing and ready to visit them wherever they are. Answer is needed.
First of all, I would like you to ask this lady what she has in the morning because that is important, that makes her rush to the bathroom, as she said.
Okay, well, Mariam, قد كما كنت جرتا ولي. Hello, Mariam.
waa ku jiraa bo
Mariam, waxaa lagu yiri waxaan doonayaa ayay ku tiri khabiirada nutritionka iyo dieteticska Constantia. waxay ku tiri maxaad cuntaa subaxdii ayaan doonayaa inaan ogaado.
abo wax alla wala sometimes waxaan cunaa rooti oo smaris ah marmar complex marmar Weetabix web wax alla waxaan cuno caloosheeda ku dhacaan qasab inaan musqusho tago.
Weetabix, cornflakes, just sometimes
Milk.
means a piece of sandwich, for example.
Milk.
Ana ma cabtaa?
maya complexka caanaha ku darsadaa.
She just uses milk in the cornflakes.
There are a lot of
roti butter kaliya ah.
And butter and bread.
Sugar.
Sokorta ka waran?
shaah aadaan ku darsadaa macaankana aadaan cunaa.
I eat sweets a lot, and I put sugar into the tea.
So I see this is a very common problem that I see. There could be she could have a sensitivity, because we have food sensitivities and we have allergies. So there could be for example, an allergy to wheat. She could have a gluten intolerance. She could have, her body might react negatively to too much carbohydrate and sugar. She could also have a lactose intolerance, which is an allergy to lactose, which is a carbohydrate in dairy. So there are tests one can do to determine, if it's an allergy or if it's a sensitivity. Typically, if it is an allergy, we would advise a client to stay off the food that is causing the problems. If it is a sensitivity, again, we might advise an elimination diet where they would have to avoid the food for a period of time, almost like a detox for a certain period of time, and then slowly they could reintroduce it back into the future. They could go back to it. Some people might never be able to go back to it, but that's what we would advise. Okay. The regularity of meals is very important. I have a lot of clients who have a lot of problems because their bowels, they don't know whether they're coming or going. Sometimes they'll have a meal, then they won't eat for 5-6 hours. Then they'll have a very heavy meal, one meal a day at the end of the day. That will cause problems. That's why it would be, for me, interesting to determine. I always ask clients, when are your meals? How often, what times do you eat? Just to get that sense of regularity. That, I always ask them to complete food diaries for me, food records, to get a pattern. Dietary patterns in dietetics are very, very important.
Okay.
I'm sorry, after you answer that, also Constantia will comment on her overweight, because it's a very important part of her question, her overweight business. So this is the first part of her problem with the toilet.
And obviously losing weight is very important, because overweight and obesity are connected to so much chronic health issues and bowel problems in particular. And again, I hear it all the time, clients who lose, even if you lose, we now have very conclusive evidence that losing 5%, you will start seeing improvement in your health. 5% of weight.
We're going to take the last person. So do Walal Khatka.
Hello?
walaal ku soo dhawo khadka telefoonka.
Sorry, I don't speak Somali, but I just want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know you. Hello?
walaal waa weydiin kar you can ask your question in English. Go on.
Yeah, okay. Can I ask you now?
Yeah, I hope you were following the program and you know the topics we have been covering.
That's right. I'm going to pass my daughter.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, yes.
Hello?
We can hear you. Please ask your question.
Yeah, basically, I have a problem with my son that he's been doing diarrhea almost about 3 months.
Yeah.
From there, I went to the doctor and they gave him 2 sample, blood tests and everything. It came out normal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
And the second thing is he doesn't eat anything at all. That he gets seen by a dietitian and everything else. So I don't know, does he have a lactose-free problem, or is it because of lactose or anything, like he's allergic to milk or something like that?
How old is your son, if you don't mind my asking?
He's 8 years old.
Okay, so at that age they can tend to be picky. I would say try and has he ever been tested for food allergies or food sensitivities?
No, he doesn't really eat anything because he gets seen by a dietitian. So he's got a problem with eating, and he's a special needs child.
Okay. So again, what he would need, you need to ensure he has a healthy, balanced diet. And what I always say, when you have picky eaters like that, you know, and it's important to, I mean, I always say to parents, you are being watched like a hawk, and children are always looking for your example. Maybe you can, I find sometimes involving him in the cooking or trying different foods. You know, sometimes you can...
we tried everything. Since he was young, that he has a problem with eating anyway. He stopped eating since he was young. The only food he eats is like crisps and anything else. But the main concern to me is to do with his diarrhea. Like, it's not stopping for free. It's been 3 months now. Okay, I mean, since he was young, like age 5, he's been doing diarrhea, and every time he gets stool sample, everything else, there is no, like, they're saying that he hasn't got no problem in his stool. So I just want to know, like, is there a problem with lactose, or is there a problem with the milk I'm giving to him?
It sounds like it could be either a lactose intolerance, or it could be celiac disease where he has an allergy to gluten, or there could be Crohn's. I mean, definitely I would, diarrhea is very serious, and he needs to be replenishing his electrolytes. He needs to be adding fluid. Obviously, you're saying to me he's hardly eating anything. He's deficient in fiber. So typically, you know, he'd need to be on, you know, definitely, and probably deficient in nutrients as well. Considering that it sounds to me like there's some kind of malabsorption going on, hence something's not agreeing with him, and it could be the carbohydrates, or it could be fat in the diet, or if he's not having regular meals, as you say, every time he does eat something, obviously it's not going to agree with him.
He doesn't even eat anything. Basically, every time he drinks the milk, basically he won't eat anything. He only eat, like, you know, hula hoop scripts.
What's his weight?
What is his weight? What is his current weight?
He's not diet, or I mean, he's not putting his weight is not going down. Like, every time at school they measure him and everything else is normal, his weight. But the only problem is like, because he's been drinking milk, that's the only thing that he's surviving at the moment. But he has a problem. So that's the only thing he's surviving at the moment. So I don't know if it's to do with milk, and I can't stop the milk.
I would definitely...
I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend to stop the dairy. When a client comes to me and says they are having chronic diarrhea, we typically recommend to stop all dairy products.
So what is the inclusion for me to take him to back to the doctors?
I would say to definitely check. It sounds like he does have food sensitivities or allergies. I would stop the dairy products, the milk, because
he's autistic. He's autistic. And he doesn't even really eat any food at all, like no food. Like, is any medication that I can help him, like to give him, like to put his diet back on, or to help him to eat food?
He would definitely need to supplement the nutrients that he's losing.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, what kind of supplement are you talking about here?
Well, Ashin, we just advise you to communicate with the Queen's Clinic Nutrition and Dietetics Department, where you will be able to get in touch with the expert and Dr. Ahmed, and will be able to carry on forward and discuss the topic more deeply. That's my advice. I think finally, I would like to say the expert has answered to Mariam, and I can sum up the advice because we are running short of time. I think you need to do something called the problem you have مشاكلك ku haysta waa common, waa wax guud ayaa gabadhii Maryam gabadhii nala hadlaysa hadaayi marka jirkaagu waxa laga yaabaa in uu markaasi uu diidan yahay carbohydrateska. waxaad u baahan tahay in marka baaris lagugu sameeyo si loo ogaado in if it is allergy or it is sensitivity. waxaan kugu advice garanayaa tiri marka hadii waxa laga yaabaa inaan kugula talino elimination diet oo ka tagayso cunadii marka loo arko in dibku ka imaanayo future kana tartiiba ugu soo laaban kartaa. marka adigana waxaan kugu advice garanaynaa inaad la soo xiriirto khabiiradan dietitian kan Constantia iyo Dr. Ahmed baa la soo xiriirtaan. The message is not only for women, it is also for men, because Dr. Ahmed and I know through our discussions that too much weight and too little weight both contribute to infertility. And for men, overweight men have lower testosterone.
Testosterone, yes, absolutely.
And decreased ejaculation, and also they have lower sperm count. Yes. So that is a huge, you have a lower sperm count. shahwada oo markaasi ay macnaha kimiyadii aan la rabin imaanaysa. waxaa kaloo jira ejaculationka ama maaragtay galmada laftigeeda oo problem ka imanayo amba aad keenayso premature ejaculation.
Absolutely.
Okay, amba aad soo hormaraysaba waqti aynan la gaarin. iyo waxaa kaloo jira chemical muhiima oo dhakhtarku sharxi doono oo ayadana hoos u dhacaysa. Finally, we give 1 minute left for the program, Dr. Ahmed. We don't want the message to be taken as a message specific for women. The problem of diet is an important, it's both for men and women. We have been covering and we have not been able to cover everything that we want, but we will do it in the future. Okay, what is your message to men?
Well, my message is for the family to remember that we are thinking ahead of time. We would like to make everybody understand that the diet and the nutrition departments here working for the better health care of women and men. Women and men health care is vitally important for them to be able to conceive, number one. Number two, for them to be able to have a continuous healthy pregnancy without miscarriages. Number three, continuous healthy pregnancy without having intrauterine grossly retarded babies. Premature deliveries. It's all to do with bad diet, bad nutrition, bad health care for people. And above all, weight is a very important issue for sexual life for men and women. The life is miserable. for both of them. They know that, but they cannot face each other.
So
They
what
not
happens
tell
to
each other.
overweight men? What
For
are the problems?
Well, I mean, as much as I can see from Miss Papaveteris, she is the one who is seeing all of them when I feel that they have to see her to control their diet, to be able to be having a healthy sexual relationship, healthy ejaculate,
And
healthy
we offer
sperm.
weight loss packages. We offer, I help, I've seen firsthand with just a little bit of weight loss, the incredible benefits to health.
Thank you very much. We ran out of time and we came to the end of the program. We would like to thank both
Thank
of
you,
you
sir. Thank you
for
very much
coming
indeed for
to
having
the
us.
studio.
Thank you
and
so much.
sharing a very good evening with us.
Thank you.
I
Thank
hope
you.
that it benefits communities for many, many
Well, let
years
me just
to come.
point out
Thank
one
you
thing
so much
before,
for having
before we
us.
go, since we are on Somali TV. There's a one-day lecture and tea and biscuits for Dr. The consultant dietitians to see the overweight men and women. They're most welcome. They can come for that day. They will be acknowledged through the Constant TV for them to be able to have a lecture and
venue,
how
and
to
the
be
venue.
looked after. That will be a day of free of charge for everybody, and it will be welcomed at Wimble Street at the Queen's Clinic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. ilaa aan iska arkayno mustaqbalka waxaan kaga tegaynaa habeen wanaagsan dhammaantiin ilaahay ha idin ammaan yeelo jazaakum allah khayran